From Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, it's time for the fastest half hour in television. It's Stump the Stars, created by Mike Stokey and brought to you by the Ralston Purina Company, makers of Wheat Chex, Corn Chex, and Rice Chex, with all three now in new Chex Mate. And now here's the star of our show, Pat Harrington Jr.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome once again to Stump the Stars. We're in our living room here, ready for 30 minutes of fun and near lunacy with my six wonderful players here. Now that I see they're seated, I want you to meet them. On my right, the challengers, Jan Clayton, Dors, and Mickey Mouse. And on my left, the champions, the perennial champions, Ross Martin, Beverly Garland, and Sebastian Cabot. Now then, I'd like you to meet our guest stars, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most beautiful actresses to grace the motion picture screen, the talented and lovely Miss Yvonne DeCarlo. And our second guest this evening is one of the most successful and nicest men in our business, Mr. Art Linkletter. You've met the stars of our show, and we'll get the action underway. But first, it's now time for genuine Calypso commercial with authentic breakfast beat.
May we say, lest one forget, that Ralston makes three kinds of checks. All three checks come square bite size, but they are different otherwise. Wheat checks feature whole wheat crunch, keep man satisfied till lunch. Rice checks are so mighty light, make girls smile with every bite. Corn checks taste of toasted corn, make boy glad when it come morn. Now Mr. Ralston amalgamates your choice of three in new checks mates. Rice checks, wheat checks, corn checks too. 9 little checks mates just for you.
From here out, speed is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, each of our players has a 2-minute time limit, so from the challengers, Jan Clayton, let's see if you can beat that 2 minutes.
Hey, Jan!
Broadway and Carousel and The King and I. How does it feel to be back in television, Jan?
Oh, it's wonderful. Of course, theater's my true love, but this is for fun and for money.
All right. Very good. Now, yours is number 11, suggested by Mrs. Herbert Hoffmeyer of New Orleans, Louisiana. Put those challengers out in front.
You with me?
Okay, Jan, come on.
Jan gets the game underway with a gag quotation. The piano-playing dog whose bark was worse than his bite.
Hey, ring that bell. Tote that bird. Gag saying. Gag quotation. Gag saying.
B.
Piano. The piano.
Player.
Players. Playing.
Playing.
The piano playing. Dog. The piano playing dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
Whose.
The piano playing dog whose
Sounds
like back. Back. Front. Proper name of back.
Spine.
Piano playing dog whose sounds
Notes.
like back.
Whose tail?
Whose back?
Whose back? Whose
back.
tail?
Sounds like back.
Well, sounds
Sounds like back.
Sounds like name.
The name of
Maine. Dane.
Back. Sounds like back.
Sounds like.
Act.
Sounds like back. Does it sound like back? It sounds like back. Rack. Whack. Sack. Knack. Tack. Slack. Playing. Thinking. Thought. Writing. Act. Whack. Sack. Knack. What is it? Syllables. syllable. No, one syllable.
playing.
All right, you can't do.
Dog.
Piano playing dog. Piano playing
Dog.
Who's
play.
Who's playing?
Who's back?
Who's back?
Who's sounds like playing.
Sounds like.
Accompanying.
Scratching. Who's got fleas?
The proper name.
Proper name.
Who's
Liberace.
Liberace? Is it a piano player? It's Paderewski. It's Eddie Durbin.
Rachmaninoff.
Who is
Duchess.
Beethoven.
back? Back with
Playing. Is Bach
piano player? The piano playing dog who's back with.
with.
Back with. Which sounds like.
Sounds like that.
Purse.
Bang.
Well,
Who's worse? Who's worse than?
Then.
Who's
Than
worse
his-
than?
than his-
Worse
than
than his?
Fight.
Bark!
The piano-playing dog whose bark was worse than his bite. You should hear the champions laughing at poor Jan trying to get that one. Incidentally, you'll see our players from time to time use this signal. Now, this is three fingers. This is a W inverted, and it's for WH sounds like who, when, what, why, where. Incidentally, Jan, that took you 116 seconds, which is not too bad. From the challengers, Ross Martin. The champions, the champions. Now, all those horrible, terrible fight scenes that you had on Mr. Lucky, did you ever use a double?
Yes, I did on one occasion, Pat, when I had a fight with a woman. It's not that I'm embarrassed by it. I always lose.
Oh, I see.
I'm not kidding. I outweigh them, but they kill me.
I see. Well, that's good enough. Now, yours is number 2, suggested by Mrs. K. Messer of Danbury, Connecticut. You've got 116 seconds to beat.
And Ross Martin gets a wild one. The ants who raced across the cracker box because it said, tear along the dotted line.
Okay. It's a definition. Quotation.
Quadri.
The
The spot.
insect.
The insect, the bug?
The ant. Yes. The ant. Ant. Ram.
Running. Dashing. Scurrying. Running.
Not running.
Hoping.
Races.
Race. Ants race.
Ant race.
Down, I can't see him.
Over back.
Raced. The ants raced.
Through.
Over.
Across.
Across.
Good. It's
Across
the.
the ants race across the.
The answer is across the whole thing now.
He's gonna do.
He's going to do. The answer is across
Across
the.
the whole-
He's going to take that and he's eating
Melon.
it. And it's a jar. Not a jar. Okay. It's a box. Square. It's a box. Yes, it is a box.
Cookie
And-
box. The cookie jar.
Cookie jar. Cookie box. Cookie. Cracker box.
Cracker
box. Because
D-A?
because it who?
It sounds like, yeah.
Your
Head?
head. Yeah. Head.
It sounds like head. Bed.
Because it had.
Head.
Because it
Bed. Wed.
said.
Led.
Because it said, tear me off. Tear.
Two syllables.
Two syllables. First syllable.
First syllable. A. Terra. Terra firma.
All right, the second syllable.
Second syllable.
No. Okay. Two syllables.
First syllable.
The ants raced across the cracker box because it said tear along the dotted line. Incidentally, on this card that Ross had, the word who was not on it, although it did come up on the on your television screen at home. All righty. Now then. Jan Clayton, you took 116 seconds, and Ross, you took 120 seconds, so the challengers are ahead by 4 seconds. Diana Dors, please, Diana, come on out and keep those challengers ahead.
I'll try.
Good. Incidentally, a week or so ago at your home, you had a ceremony. Now, would you mind telling us what that was
one I'm
about?
very proud of. I had my little 3-month-old baby christened. You were there.
I was there, and
with
it was
all
a
your
lovely
masses
ceremony.
of children. You've got so many.
And who were his godfathers?
Oh, Steve Allen, Liberace, and Terry Thomas, so you can see what a state the poor child is in.
He's going to be in trouble. All right, Deanna. Yours is number 5, suggested by Linda Gambino of Whitestone, New York. Now, keep those challengers in front.
It's a song parody for glamorous Deanna Dors. She flew through the air with the greatest of ease when she sat down on those 2 bumblebees.
Song parody. They. She.
What?
She
Flew.
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 She flew.
Through the air.
Through. Under.
Under.
Flew.
Through.
Over.
Under.
Through.
Under.
Under.
Around.
The
Under.
air.
She flew through the air with the greatest of ease. And, comma.
Greatest of ease.
With.
Who?
With
When?
who?
When
She
fell.
Sat.
She sat.
She fell.
Down.
Down.
She sat down.
She
sat down.
She flew through the air with the greatest of ease when she
Sat down
on their lap. On their.
Sounds like nose.
Nose.
On those. She flew through the air with the greatest of ease when she sat down on their. On those. Two.
Knees.
Those 2 bees.
Bees what?
Being.
I can't see
Bee.
What?
Right on there.
Bees.
Bees.
Beeswax.
Behind. Bee with proper name. Bee.
Doc.
Bee. Sounds like.
Sounds like,
On there.
Beethoven.
Cross, angry, irritate, telling, a boss.
Buzz.
Bemused.
Syllables. What is it? So how many syllables? Don't give up.
Begrudge.
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 What'd I say?
Be-
I didn't hear me.
Proper name.
Bees.
Bees.
Beethoven.
Beezing.
Oh.
Buzzing. Boozing.
When she sat down on those 2 bumblebees. Now, I thought you were going to race home with this because you got the first part of it. It flew together. All right, that took you 109 seconds, and that's very good. All right, then. Our fourth player, and for the champions, Beverly Garland. This is an uncommon situation. You're behind.
I know I'm behind.
Yours
Don't
is number
keep reminding
14,
me.
suggested by Mrs. Sam Bervin of Fairbury, Nebraska. There you go.
Mrs.
Now,
Bervin,
bring those
right,
challenges
please.
on. All right.
Beverly Garland gets a takeoff on the famous Punch and Judy story. Sebastian Cabot wishes to meet Japanese wrestler. Object, punch, and judo.
Here we go.
One ad.
One ad.
Here we go.
He. You.
No.
I. You.
Proper name. Sebastian. Cabot.
Sebastian Cabot.
One. Wishes. To meet. Chinese. No. Japanese. Wrestler. Object. Punch. In. Punch. And.
Punch and Judy.
Judy and judo. Punch and judo. Sebastian Cabot wishes to meet Japanese wrestler, object, punch, and judo.
I'll die.
Just in the same token that this symbol is supposed to represent who, which, why, when, and where, this kind of thing is supposed to represent wrestler. Beautiful, wonderful. Hey, what's the matter with the lights here? Haven't you guys got that marked? Deanna Dors took 109 seconds, and Beverly Garland took 55 seconds, so the champs are now ahead by 50 seconds, and it's up to you, Art Linkletter, to put the challenges back in contention. Good night, folks. Come in. Put those challenges back in contention. All right, Art. Your charade was sent in as number 8, incidentally.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yes.
You were going to ask me a question.
what's the new fall picture on the house party?
Thank you very much. I'm glad you mentioned it. Every day in the house party, I do something different. Tomorrow, I'm unleashing the newest Linkletter, Robert Linkletter, aged 18, and giving him his bath in show business. Wow. Now that Jack's on the way, it's time to get a new one started.
Your number tonight is number 8, suggested by Peggy Crete of St. Louis, Missouri. Put those challengers back in contention.
Well, Art says people are funny, so let's see what he does with the burlesque dancer who was so ugly, the crowd yelled, "Put it on!"
Okay. The gag thing. The
Waltzing.
the whole thing. You're going to do the whole thing.
The
Stripper. Exotic. Voluptuous.
Dancer.
Sexy.
Burlesque.
Burlesque.
Queen.
The stripper.
Burlesque girl.
Queen.
Chorus girl.
The
burlesque
kicker.
is burlesque.
The dancer. The dancer. Okay.
Who?
The dancer.
The dancer. Who?
The dancer wanted.
The dancer was.
Who?
When?
Whose?
Whose? Is it who?
Who?
The doctor who? I mean,
The dancer who?
The dancer who?
The dancer who?
Who?
Who? Was.
Was.
Okay.
Was
Was
a.
a
Was
and
so.
can.
So.
Was so
So. Ugly. That.
the everybody.
The
The dancer was so ugly.
Did you get this word right here?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. The dancer was so ugly. Everybody. Audience. The audience. The crowd.
The crowd.
The crowd.
Applauded.
Cheers. Yelled.
The crowd
Yelled. They were going, put it on! Put it on!
That's right. The burlesque dancer who was so ugly the crowd yelled, "Put it on."
What was the time?
Well, I'm going to find out the time in a minute, but I've got a pad for about 8 seconds until I get it over. Well, as a matter of fact, Art, your time was 79 seconds. All right. That brings up from the champions, Yvonne DeCarlo. Come on, Yvonne. Now, Yvonne, you have number 3, which was suggested by Mrs. Milton Agel of Hamburg, New York. There you go. Your team's in front.
Guest star Yvonne DeCarlo must act out "The bull is fought in Spain, roped in Texas, and shot all over the world."
Here we go. Quotation. Stop. The bull.
The bull is. The bull is. Fighting man. The bull is.
The bull is fought.
The bull is.
The bull is fought.
Bull is
In the
Bull is fought in
Spain. Bull is fought in Spain. Cowboys. Matador. Bull is fought in Spain.
Rope.
Lasso. Rope. Fought in Spain. Rope in Texas.
Roped in.
Rope in Texas. It follows. And shot in. You shoot the bull where?
And shot in.
Everywhere. All over. Shot all over. No.
Shot
All over the world.
The bull is fought in Spain, roped in Texas, and shot all over the world. All right, then. Now, then, we're going to have to take... listen, Yvonne, incidentally, that was very good for your first time on. Wonderful. You got... it took you... 57 seconds, and now, since Art Linkletter took 79 seconds, the champions are ahead by 72 seconds. All right. Let's pause for a moment while Bill Baldwin tells you how you two can join the fun on Stump the Stars.
Thanks, Pat. Well, it's a new contest every week, and the decision of our judges is final. Send in as many stumpers as you like each week to this address, Stump the Stars, Checkerboard Square, St. Louis, Missouri. Those whose names and suggestions were used on tonight's show will receive a selection of American Tourister's lightweight tri-taper luggage with molded one-piece shell and handles cushioned with foam rubber for easy traveling. And the new Technicolor 8mm instant movie projector with magic cartridge that eliminates reels, sprockets, threading, and rewinding. And if you stump the stars, that is, if it takes them the full 2 minutes, you will also win this Motorola 19-inch TV with hand-wired chassis, 20,000 volts of picture power tubes entry system, golden M tubes, and wireless remote control tuning. So get those stumpers in the mail tomorrow. And now here's Pat Harrington again.
All right. Thank you very much. ski manners. Come on up, Mickey. You have, Mickey, number 30, suggested by Shelby Friedman of Dallas, Texas. There you go.
Oh, it's really a juicy one for Mickey. They crossed a hog with an elephant and got the biggest pig knuckles in town.
Punchline. They.
Cross.
They crossed a
Chinese food.
chicken.
Chop
Something
suey.
to see. Chinaman. An animal. It's an animal. It's an animal.
A pig.
A pig. They crossed a pig.
Cross a piggy.
A pig. It's like a pig. It's not a sow.
A hog.
A hog.
Pig.
It's a pig. It is
Hog.
a pig of some sort.
A
A boar. A boar.
pig.
Sounds like saw. Wood. Sounds like woodchuck. True. Sounds like true.
Wiener.
Wood,
Frankfurter.
You're eating something. Hot dog? Why is it a pig? It's pork. No. Is it pork? Is it
Yes
pork?
or
No, answer. Okay. No, it's not pork. Dog. It's the same as pork. It's the same as a pig. It's the same as a pig. Same sort of animal as a pig.
A hog?
Dog. We said
You said
that.
hog 10 minutes ago.
They crossed a hog with a hot dog. Hog ass. Sow. With a what?
Chewing gum.
And with and. They crossed a hog with and.
Elephant.
With an elephant. And got the biggest. Wait a minute.
Pig in the world.
Biggest hot dog. The biggest hot dog.
Got the biggest
Elephant in the world. Big elephant.
pigs.
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 Pig knuckles.
Pig knuckles.
In the world. Pig knuckles.
In
No.
In the
world.
room. In the hall. In the place. In the banquet hall.
They
In
crossed
in the place. In the joint.
With an elephant.
In
They
the-
got the biggest water.
Well, here's what you're going to say, Mickey. They crossed the hog with an elephant and got the biggest pig knuckles in town. Wonderful. All right, then, the anchor man for the champion, Sebastian Cabot. Come on up, Sebastian. Sebastian, we've got to go pretty fast here now. Yours is number 40, suggested by Mrs. Willis Schlott of Bloomfield, Nebraska. There you go.
Well, there's plenty of action for Sebastian. I can swim wide rivers and climb high mountains, but I can't take pills at drinking fountains.
Here we go, Pete. It's a poem. Poem.
I
What is
open.
that? Oh, can. I can swim the
I can swim.
all
I can swim the
far.
I can swim
Sounds
the,
like.
the world. I can
Sounds
swim
like.
the,
Wait a minute. Sounds
Yeah,
like
sounds
high.
like high.
I can swim wide.
I can swim wide.
Oceans.
I can swim wide, straight.
Rivers.
Rivers.
And
Climb.
climb high mountains.
Yeah.
Comma. But
I
can't get over you.
I can't take pills. Oh, I can't
Pills?
take pills.
In and in
I can't take
and
pills.
and
I can't take pills. I
at-
can't take pills at noon.
I can wait a minute. Let's recap. I don't remember it. I can swim wide rivers and climb high mountains,
but I can't take
but I
pills
can't
at-
take pills
at
at soda fountains.
Yeah, okay, he's doing the whole thing. He's going in and whoops.
And bubble fountains.
I can swim wide rivers and climb high mountains, but I can't take pills at soda fountains. Now, while they're getting the checkerboard ready to see which is the winning team, here is a message of particular interest to those of you who have a busy day ahead tomorrow.
Comes breakfast time for you folks with a big day ahead. You sure want to stoke up with the kind of energy you can get from a bowl of Wheat Chex. You see, Wheat Chex are bite-sized little biscuits of whole grain wheat with a pronounced whole wheat flavor and a rugged texture that lets you know you're really eating something. That's why we call Wheat Chex the grown-up cereal from Checkerboard Square.
Now, where's the copy? Good. All right, now then, let's take a look and see what the final score is. Mickey Manners, you took 115 seconds, and Sebastian Cabot took 82 seconds, so the winners and still champs are the Sebastian Cabot team by 105 seconds. Yvonne is going to be in Australia on a nightclub tour now. Next week only, Diana and Mickey won't be with us, but in their place we'll have two of our favorite players, Jane Keane and Frank Gorshin. So you'll be with us next week when our regulars will be joined by special guests Janet Blair and Mickey Rooney. I want to thank you, too, Art, for coming over and being our guest tonight. You played a good game, too, made a good win. Good night, folks. We'll see you next week. Good night. Come on up and down.
Stump the Stars has been brought to you by the Ralston Checks Company, makers of Wheat Chex, Corn Chex, and Rice Chex, with all three now in new Chex Mix. Join us again next week for another exciting, fun-filled session with Pat Harrington and his two teams of Hollywood stars, with special guests Janet Blair and Mickey Rooney. This is Bill Baldwin, and it is good night for the entire gang. Stump the Stars is a Mike Stokey Enterprises production.